Hey guys, so just gonna pop in here for another video intro. So welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz and this is Let's Get Lizical, where we do everything card making. Today we're doing my Christmas card challenge, which is hashtag HCHJ2025. Stands for Holiday Card Hijinks. I do have a prompt list for it if you want to follow along and join me, and that's up on my Instagram. I have it pinned at the top, so it'll be the first thing you see when you go to my feed. And then today's prompt is reindeer. So we're gonna make a fun like little overlay card. I need to show these. I'm gonna be using the Hello Bluebird Christmas Eve if you have this set. If not, it's not available anymore. Any reindeer set will work. So I'll try to find something similar below, but I'll probably use these two reindeers and this sentiment. I'm going to be doing an overlay like I mentioned. So I cut a piece of acetate to 5.5 by 5.5. We'll trim it down later. I'm only going to need like about a 1/2 inch for the fold over, but I find that sometimes when you cut things exact, it gets a bit shorter. So I'm just going to leave it a bit longer and then we'll trim it later. This is going to be my background. I'm going to cut out a snowy hill for it with this is the card base, using these dies, but we'll figure out where that needs to be after. And then for the overlay, I'm going to be adding some of that glitter sparkle holographic paper that I have. I bought an organizer for it. I get these at Dollarama here in Canada. I save these for all of my scraps. I have one with all the colors and then one with neutrals and stuff. So I bought one for my holographic papers, and I put little, I haven't finished them yet, but I put little pieces on the tab so I know which one is in which section. So like this is the solid, just hollow, this one's the glitter, this one is the shattered look, this one's the stars, and then I have circles and snowflakes and stuff. So I think today we'll use the snowflakes, which I have not yet used. And we're gonna stick it to the acetate just so that it gives it a bit of a fun overlay. And yeah, so that's pretty much going to be our card. So I'm going to move over to my voiceover for the rest of the video, and you can watch me make the card. So stay tuned. Okay, so voiceover Liz is here now. I am going to add the holographic sticker paper on top of the acetate first. I cut this the same size as the acetate. I wish I had cut it just a little bit bigger, again, just so that I didn't have any gaps or was a bit of misalignment on it. It's not noticeable too much, and I did end up trimming the card a bit, so it doesn't make too much of a difference, but I would just, err on the side of cutting things a little bit bigger just so you're not having to line them up perfectly. But I absolutely love doing this sticker paper on acetate. I forget what video I saw it on. I saw it on another person's video. I'll have to see if I can find it and link that video below. But it's such a genius idea. And they did it with, I believe, a shaker card. And it just turns out really well. It just gives your products a little bit more life. So I'm doing it as an overlay today, but I'll probably do it as a shaker. At one point, I was actually going to do a shaker card for today, but decided against that just to do something a little bit different. When you're sticking the paper onto the acetate, if you do get any air bubbles when you're doing it, just poke them with a little needle and kind of try to squeeze the air out of that hole. I did have to do that in a few spots on mine. It's not perfect, and those spots are a little bit bothersome to me, but I don't think the average person would notice. Also, I think you should add the sticker paper on top after you have folded the edge over to go underneath the matte layer, because it just makes it a little bit more difficult to score. And I find it would lay a little bit flatter if I had done the scoring first and then stuck the paper on top and then just trimmed it down instead of doing it for the whole thing. You could also just kind of move the paper, the sticker paper off to the side a bit and then do it that way. But I think it would just be easier to fold it first, put the sticker paper on, and then trim it to the edge of that fold, which is what I would do again next time. Just because when you score acetate, if you score it as is, it does give you like a nice crisp score line, and it will like lay flatter. This one kind of sticks off the card a little bit, which again is fine. It's not terrible. It will take up a little bit more shelf space when it's being displayed, but it still like gives the same effect with the, you know, that holographic, the snowflakes in this case anyway, on the front. And then it, again, doesn't stay as close to the card as I wanted it to, but you could also do it a different way. I know Jennifer Guire recently did a video where she did like front arch cards, where she basically did the same thing, but instead of having attached on one side, it was attached on both sides. And for that technique, it was actually good for it to stick out from the card a bit, just because she was like suspending images on the top. I'll link that video as well. I actually found it very interesting and something I would definitely like to try. And even if you're not adding the images to the acetate layer itself, especially with this, like I just left it as an overlay. I debated on adding some images on the front of it, some underneath it, but I decided just to put everything underneath it. This is basically just an additional overlay just to add a little bit more interest to the card. But anyway, if you saw Jennifer's video, it's great, and she kind of like makes a fold on each side and attaches the insert in between those, and you can pop things up from it because it does naturally sit away from the card, especially if you're not pressing down your score folds with a folder. If you just press it down with your finger, it will give it a little bit more depth and not be as flat as I wanted this one to be. If that makes sense. I'm just kind of rambling right now, but anyway, we're creating this little scene on the underneath the overlay, and I'm just gonna do 2 deer on a snowy hill and add in one of the sentiments that came in the set. These sets are super cute. I did notice that Hello Bluebird is coming out with another release soon, which is good. Like, their images are really, really cute. They're not doing it like they did last year. They actually haven't, I think, launched anything since last September or October for their Halloween. I know originally they were gonna just do like kits and like one-off things, but I think their new launch is just gonna be like standard like it was before, where you just kind of order it and it's not necessarily limited edition. It might still be, I'm not sure 100%. I just saw that they are bringing out new product now, which is fun. Just because they haven't done it in a while. I kind of regret not doing the Halloween set that they did last year, but there was just some images in the sets that I wasn't necessarily loving, so I did like the ghost one for sure. They were super cute, but I didn't love them all, and again, they came in like specific kit sets instead of you being able to buy just the one set, so that's why I didn't do it. It was a little pricey. I'm glad that they are going back to their original model, hopefully. Although I didn't buy a lot of their stuff until it was on clearance. Unfortunately, their shipping was crazy expensive. And it's not worth, unless you're purchasing like a lot at one time. It wasn't worth it to me to spend like $30 on shipping. Which is why I haven't ordered from them in the past. But if other retailers carried their stuff, like Simon Says Stamp or something like that, I would definitely order from there, just because I do order other things from them as well. Waiting for my Mama Elephant haul that I got from there. I wanted to order it from Mama Elephant, but because Simon had the Stamp Timber set that was exclusive, I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna buy them all at one time. I'll have to pay once for shipping and do it that way. So yeah, that stuff's on the way. So I'll do a haul when that comes in. It probably come in sometime next week, I'm assuming. So stay tuned for that. I'll probably just like add it at the front of a video at some point. Just a quick haul on top of whatever else I'm doing for that day. The month of October will mostly be Halloween cards though, so we'll see where we can slot that in. I actually filmed the October
prompt for September for my holiday card series too. Like I did the gingerbread one, which is next month's prompt, not this month. And then I was like, oh crap, like I need to do another card for this month instead. So I'm a little bit ahead on my holiday card hijinks hashtags now, which is good. I just kind of have to do the voiceover for the other one. I did edit the video, I just need to do the voiceover, and it'll help me save a little bit of time. But yeah, so we have lots of Halloween cards coming up, so stay tuned for those because I'm going to be using those Spellbinders dies that I got in the 13 Days of Craftoween, as well as a few other things. I'm trying not to use all Spellbinders for the month, but I do have quite a bit that I wanted to use, and I have such fun designs for them. I just kind of like sat down with the dies, sketched out some ideas of what I wanted to do, and I'm super excited to get started on making those. So we'll probably start that this week. I also have a hop coming on the 30th, which is Tuesday. So it's a gratitude hop I'm doing with a whole bunch of YouTubers and Instagram peoples over with like card making and stuff. And we're, you know, just celebrating milestones in everybody's channels and whatnot and doing giveaways. I will be doing 2 giveaways because I was originally going to do them this summer. So just stay tuned for that video on Tuesday. I will actually have 2 videos on Tuesday because I'll be doing both the giveaway and then Tuesday's also the last of the month, so we'll be doing the Get Creeping on Halloween challenge that Inky and Scrappy does, and I have a fun card for that as well. So you'll have 2 videos on Tuesday to watch, which is fun. Another one on Wednesday because it'll be the first of the month, so we'll be doing my planner page, and then another one on Friday as usual. And then we're going to try to do a couple of videos per week for the month of October, just to get some Halloween cards out and so that you guys have more inspiration for those Spellbinders die sets if you got them. But anyway, back to the card. I have colored the images, cut them out with my brother's scan and cut, and then I use usually a bone folder to try to smooth out the edges a little bit because it's a bit nicer and it lays a bit flatter, just because I find when you cut with a cutting machine, it kind of pulls up those edges because of the way the blade cuts. So I like to use a bone folder to kind of smooth those out. You see them doing it here again. For the background, I just used solid colored cardstock instead of ink blending. It just helps save time, and I was lazy this day, so I was like, okay, I'll just use a solid colored cardstock, and then I'm going to add in the controlled snow with the acrylic paint and the dotting tool, which I like to do. And then I'm going to add on the overlay, which obviously wait till your paint dries, and thankfully the acrylic paint dries pretty quickly, so you don't have to worry about it too much. It's quick, so I was just kind of, you'll see me waving this around once I'm done dotting it. I also like to put a few dots on the animals themselves, just so it's not like the snow's not happening around them, it's just happening behind them kind of thing. So just add a few dots, especially with these deer, because the one on the left already has like white dots on the like hind leg, so you don't want to add too much more to them, but it just makes them feel like it's a part of the scene and not just kind of slapped on top. And then for the overlay, I'm just using some double-sided tape because it works better on acetate than the liquid glue, I find. And I'm going to wrap that around the side. I'm just trying to get it in like as close as possible to this inside fold, but like not shoving it in there to the point where like it's gonna affect the way it folds out. Like it doesn't matter how far away I would have done this. This is sticking out as much as it is because of the sticker that I put on top of the acetate. It's just kind of like giving it a little bit more bounce than normal. And then here I am just trimming up the acetate to match the matte layer, and then I'll tape this onto the card. I'm going to use a mixture of double-sided tape and glue for this just so that it sticks well. But usually when I'm adding acetate to anything, I'll use double-sided tape for sure. Sometimes I'll add a bit extra glue. In this case, I will. But yeah, so anytime you use acetate, it's just easier to use double-sided tape. And then same if you're adhering images to the acetate, I find that double-sided tape also works better for that. But you can also double stick everything if you want and just add glue on top of the double-sided adhesive. But yeah, that's pretty much our card for today and my rant. We'll have another rant tomorrow, a longer video. I have a video where I made 11 Christmas cards with card bases I already had done, so we're pretty much just going to decorate, but I'm just going to chat through the entire video about shop updates, what's going on with my website and the economy and everything. So stay tuned for tomorrow's rant video if you're into that kind of thing, and just, you know, see what we can create together with our leftovers. But yeah, that's our card for today, guys. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here. And until tomorrow, thanks guys, bye.